This is Shayan Jahangir, a top order batsman for MI New York in the MLC and also the US team. You know, the one that beat Pakistan and made it to the Super 8s of the World Cup. And on non-strike, we have Srimanta Vijayaratne, a hard-hitting batting all-rounder who plays for Canada. But someone's missing, and that's me. Or more specifically, 17-year-old me, who was applying to colleges and apparently playing in my first T20 tournament that would come on TV. So how did we get here? And more importantly, how did I bowl? So we were playing 6 T20s in 3 days. And for my first time playing in a tournament like this, my bowling had been on fire. I was getting good batsmen out and beating them with pace. But unfortunately, our team did get knocked out. So going into this game, the 6th game, we knew this would be our last. I thought I wouldn't have to bat, but our captain had other thoughts.
A 17-year-old who is a fast bowler, and we will be sending him to bat as well. It's always good to promote young talent.
And so eventually I did go in. And when I went in, guess who I would have to face?
I mean, who might know or who don't know about Srimanta. He's a Canada international player.
Now, luckily for me, I actually had no idea who this was. I couldn't hear the commentary, and all I saw was an off spinner who was flighting the ball. And so, because of that, I can now say proudly that the first ball I've faced from an international bowler, I have hit for 6. We finished strong and made about 120, which I thought was very defendable in that surface. Let's hear what my captain thinks about me.
There, Aryan is a 17-year-old kid, but he has a brain of 25-year-old man.
And with the amount of trust my captain has in me, he gave me the first over. And using that 25-year-old brain, my plan was simple. I was to swing it away, so I'd pitch it up as long as I could with a deep third man and a deep extra cover. But as I ran in, there was just one twist, and that's I had no idea who the batsman was. And if there's one thing you learn from this video, you should know that it's very important to bowl to the batter, not the name. And me not knowing there's an MLC batter on strike is probably the best thing that could have happened this day. First ball, bang on the money. He edges it down to third man. Now you can tell a lot about a batsman just from one ball. And even though he edged this, I could tell this guy's good. Second ball was also in a very good region. It swung as well. So I knew I just have to keep it in a good spot. I could tell he was looking to hit me over the leg side because I didn't have a fielder there. So I went close to the crease and I wanted to angle one away. The ball came out perfectly and swung extra because of the angle. And then I thought this is my chance to set up the kill shot. I want to bowl one from wide of the crease. I'm going to bowl a straight one. And the ball came out perfectly. But he was very balanced and he hit a solid shot out to extra cover. But I keep a guy out there just for this. And he was not only able to stop the 4, we actually got a run out. If you want to learn how to use angles like this, I have a video on it. Now for the last ball of the over, I wanted to finish strong, so I bowled a hard length, and luckily he was not able to get under it. So I finished a very solid first over, only 3 runs, and we even got a wicket. Now going into the second over, the ball was swinging, so my captain put a slip in. And I decided, okay, I need to make use of the slip, I'm going to pitch it up. First ball in a good region, but he was able to make decent contact, not fully in control, but it was in the gap and he was able to get 2. And I was like, I can get him, I'm so close. I bowl another one. It's a perfect spot, he edges it, but Lahul unfortunately was unable to get it. I was like, one more time and I'll get him out. And I pitch it up and he flares me over point for 4. Now in the moment I thought, wow, this guy's very lucky. But in hindsight, considering this guy plays for the US, he hit a very good ball with an even better shot. So now I was on the defensive and I wanted to bowl a hard length. And I banged it in, and I think I beat him for pace in this one. He was a little surprised as well. And now that I pushed him back, I was like, okay, one more try, I'll pitch it up. He edged it, but unfortunately our keeper was unable to get to the catch. I think it went between keeper and slip. So I was very unlucky here. And then last ball, I again kept it on a goodish length. He tried to hit me back over my head, but luckily it ended up being a dot ball. 13 runs in 2 overs, I think a very solid start. Now going into the last over, I realized the ball might stop swinging, so I started with a defensive option, hard length. And it worked out very well. He took a single to get Shayan Jahangir back on strike. And this is where things changed. This is where he started showing his class. First ball, he steps out and hits me for a 6 back over my head. And I was like, God damn, that was impressive. And in response, I did what any self-respecting fast bowler would do. I banged in a bouncer. And while he didn't quite get the timing right on that one, I should have stopped when I could have. I tried bowling another bouncer, and I did not practice bouncers at all, so it ended up being a short and wide ball that he flayed for 4. Now, in hindsight, if I had known this was Shayan Jahangir, rather than trying to go faster and faster, I would have probably bowled a slower ball, an off cutter or something. But up until this point, I thought this was just some guy from Florida batting. And experience has now taught me that if you get hit, you shouldn't keep trying the same things. So I pitched one up, and at this point, the swing also stopped. So the ball was on leg stump, and he hit me for a 4. And there's only one ball left in the over. At this point, I realized we need to take a wicket. So I went for a Yorker, and I missed by a little bit. And a player of Shayan Jahangir's class would hit that ball for 4 10 times out of 10. So a great spell came to a somewhat moot end. And at that moment, I thought I didn't bowl too well. But the next 5-6 overs were going to change my mind, because Shayan Jahangir was 15 of 15, unleashed himself. He had 50 of 26. And then in what would be the last over of the match, he had 5 sixes of 5 balls, ending on 97 of 40 odd balls. Hell, I think if we had any more runs, he would have mowed them down in the next 3-4 balls. So after the match, I was in awe, and I asked him, damn, who is this guy? And only then did I get to find out that this guy plays for the US and is batting in the MLC. And in hindsight, I'm like, okay, actually bowled really well to him then. And this ended up being one of my best memories in cricket. And I'm glad this was recorded. I hope I don't get copyrighted by MAQTV, but they did cover all of the matches. So if you want to watch some more cricket, it's all on there. And if you like this kind of stuff, please give me a like and subscribe, because I keep posting some great content. Anyway, I'll see you next video.